And let me just encourage you all, you should watch this to the end because it gets better as it goes. You'll be glad you did.
Well, they know Iran very well, better than most. Prime Minister Modi just left, just a little while ago, just left. And we're working a trade deal with India. We're working a trade deal with Pakistan. That could have been a nuclear, well, those are two nuclear powers. Big nuclear powers. So I was honored to meet him today.
Why was it an honor to meet Asim Noor? I mean, did you miss your meeting with Osama bin Laden? If we looked at everything this way, ladies and gentlemen, Osama bin Laden would probably still be alive and maybe the president of a country right now. It might seem strange. Wait. No, it does. It seems strange for a U.S. president to be meeting with an army chief of another country. But it's nothing new. However, it's always ended up the same way. You see, we're getting ready for a breaking story in Pakistan happening once again. This could be the next move for Pakistan's future because the pattern's just too irregular to just say it's a little ironic. Personally, I thought it was strange, as did many Americans, many people around the world maybe, that our American president is having another country's military chief, the main guy, the Grand Poobah, the Grand Poobah bear, is coming over for a sleepover. So I had to ask myself, is this normal? And come to find out, yeah, Pakistani army chiefs have met U.S. presidents before Donald Trump, but typically when they also held a position of head of state, of government, or president, not solely as a military leader. The historical examples would be Field Marshal Ayub Khan met U.S. President Dwight Eisenhower and John F. Kennedy in the late 50s, early 60s, but he met him as Pakistani's president after his 1958 military coup. Hold that thought. General Zia-ul-Haq met U.S. President Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan in the 1980s, again as Pakistani's president following his 1977 coup. Once again, hold that thought. General Pervez Musharraf met U.S. President George Bush in 2001 and later as Pakistani's president after his 1999 coup. You start to feel it now? And now that we may have garnered your attention, let me just tell you, we haven't even gotten to the juicy part yet. So we're glad you stuck around. And please like, subscribe, and click that notification button or follow, subscribe, do all those fun things for us so that we can do this more often. What do you think? So now, what do all of these meetups have in common? That's an easy statement to make, right? I mean, it would be, well, we're to expect a coup, right? Yeah, that's the easiest, way to look at it. Simplify it. But from who or where or how? I mean, so history being a repeat in of itself in this game, that we take a look at these ex-military leaders, right? We take a look at these ex-military leaders. So this might trip you out a little. This Zia-ul-Haq, when he was with President Reagan, and Reagan, of course, cute little picture, and Reagan said, "Oh, it was an honor to meet you." But there was an agenda behind it. And after the agendas are taken over and they get their way, they get their money, and they do their things, they usually go on TV and they promote the way that they screwed America. Zia-ul-Haq did just that. Take a look.
Isn't it true that you want to keep India off balance, and that's why you are involved in nuclear activity?
No, sir.
Isn't it true that you regard the bomb as the great equalizer?
Not negative. We are not in competition with India, but we love our freedom and we love our autonomy, and we will not allow India to bully us. Now, that does not mean that we should have a bomb. But if I can make the United States of America and others to think that what I'm saying is the truth, then I've
Mr. President, you've got the best of all worlds. You have created the illusion, and that would be your word, that you have the bomb, but you don't have the bomb. So you're still going to get the American aid, and you're still going to keep India off balance.
I'm not indulging in self-praise, but Pakistanis are intelligent people.
But that doesn't happen often, right? I mean, we don't have the footage for the Dwight Eisenhower meetup with Ayub Khan or JF Kennedy with Ayub Khan. We do have a little bit, however, on General Pervez Musharraf. And this is more of an inclined feeling of how today's operations go. It's more modern than, say, that of Zia-ul-Haq. Take a look at them kind of debating the conspiracy behind the scenes.
Americans from terrorism, from radical Islam, Al-Qaeda. Who's going to do that for us?
All that I'm saying is, I have certain credentials of the past. I need to come again, and I need to be supported, not overtly, but in a covert manner, that we win again.
Americans from terrorism.
And I had recently just put up a pretty extensive video on an army chief from Pakistan. They came forward, and he mentioned how he screwed America out of billions of dollars, building terrorist cells all along Pakistan. He, of course, never became president or came over to meet one of the presidents, but he did a lot of interviews bragging about it too. So what's really going on? Let me show you the Trump interview now so that we can all get a look at what Trump said and how, you feel about it now after seeing what you saw.
In your meeting today with the Chief of Staff of the Pakistani Army, did you talk about Iran? Did that come up? Is there anything you can share from that meeting?
Yeah. Well, they know Iran very well, better than most. And they're not happy about anything. It's not that they're bad with Israel. They know them both, actually, but they maybe they know Iran better. But they see what's going on, and he agreed with me. The reason I had him here, I wanted to thank him for not going into the war, just, ending the war. And I want to thank, as you know, Prime Minister Modi just left, just a little while ago, just left. And we're working a trade deal with India. We're working a trade deal with Pakistan. And they were both here, but I was with Modi a few weeks ago. He was here, actually. But now we speak to him, and I'm so happy. There was a deal that two smart people, plus, they have people on their staff too, but two very smart people decided not to keep going with that war. That could have been a nuclear war. Those are two nuclear powers, big ones, big nuclear powers, and they decided not. So I was honored to meet him today.
But we looked everywhere, and there's no confirmed instance exists of a Pakistani army chief meeting a U.S. president solely in their military capacity before Asim Manor's meeting with Trump today, June 18th, 2025, which was noted as unprecedented for its solo nature without civilian leadership, which brings up three case scenarios we've come to. One being that Asim Manor himself is soon to take over as president and military chief of Pakistan. Maybe. 2, things stay the same. Or 3, and this isn't as far stretched as a conspiracy theory as it may sound, and this one goes as such. It's former Prime Minister Imran Khan, who's in jail right now. He's been jailed and having been sentenced to 14 years in prison in January 2025 in a corruption case, and he seems to be the people's choice political prisoner. If he's freed and let out, and come what may, we may have an unexpected general election in Pakistan. Would that be a big plus, or would that be a big minus for someone who probably has more skin in this game than anybody, and that is India? Did India get along with Imran Khan? Is India getting along with Asim Manor? Or who is it that could find a happy medium for peace between India and Pakistan to finally come to grips and find peace in that region? So this meeting had more to it than just President Trump saying, well, I just wanted to meet him. I thought it was an honor because he stopped a war. We're not buying it. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. I want to say thank you all for watching. We appreciate having you. Please like, subscribe, and you have a blessed day. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.